Migrant worker dormitories were the epicentre of the COVID-19 pandemic in Singapore. More than 90% of all cases were dorm residents. That experience has led to a major review into how communal living facilities should be designed. Isabel Lim finds out that these transitions and trade-offs don't come cheap.
A moment of ordinary leisure. It's a scene that's unthinkable just a few months ago. A full lockdown at this dormitory, and over 14,000 workers were confined to their rooms.
The cases, many cases ready, all of them the panic ready. First of all, every worker, so because the knowledge is very poor, but many panic ready because the case values. Somebody give the fake news, somebody give bad news, something understand it. Anybody else in outside, anything happened, they're telling you, COVID-19 come out. The heart attack also, he's telling you to COVID-19.
The S11 dorm cluster eventually grew to be the largest in Singapore, with close to 3,000 cases, with more spreading quickly in other similar dorms that housed around 200,000 in total. Reducing their living density became a priority. By early June, about 32,000 workers were moved to alternative sites like these HDB blocks in Jurong. Others went to floating hotels just off the coast of Singapore, camps owned by the Defence Ministry, and even old unused school buildings. For dormitories like S11, it meant slashing capacities by nearly half in the following months. They also had to reconfigure existing rooms as best they can.
Right, the room is 8 by 6 meter, and each room can house up to 12 packs. Okay. Right? So with that, what happens is that each person basically gets 4 meters square. Right? 6 double-decker beds that you see exist in the room, and then we have lockers for them.
Smaller factory-converted dormitories also had to cap numbers, although constraints remain.
Actually, now it's less crowded in my room. Last time was 20%, so now it's still in 10%. But the toilet and shower is still same because it's common. They cannot improve here because it's factory-built dormitory. I think a lot of the factory-built dormitory is like that. They cannot improve much.
Meantime, quick-build dormitories are piloting standards like single-deck beds, more living space, and 1 toilet to 5 people. It's set to be a guide for future designs, but operators warn of more makeover costs.
To have communal toilets converted to attached toilets, then what will happen is that you can imagine that between 2 rooms, I will have to sacrifice 1 room and convert it into a toilet. Building lower density housing will naturally increase costs. Right? It will translate into all sorts of new costs, and rightfully to say,
And it's a price that not all may be ready to bear.
We actually shifted our workers away from our previous dorm because they actually send information or the email to us that they are going to increase the rates. Yeah, so the increase is from 240 to 360. If they increase like this, I think a lot of company will slowly wind up.
Some employers like Mr. Pei say they would rather house workers in temporary living quarters on construction sites. They say it's more affordable, although it's not an option for all. For one, work sites need to be approved by authorities. For now, the jury's still out on who will end up footing the bill to make changes to infrastructure. But one cost is already being paid.
So when you see the outside world, it's very much normal. Whenever you go see a shopping center or you go to a hawker center, you see the life is very much normal going on, but you still cannot go there. You cannot meet your friend. It's nearly 1 year, nearly 1 year almost.